But yeah, just check out the paintwork. It's gorgeous. Rapier paints in Hull. And I couldn't believe the price of this paint job. Right guys, welcome back. It's Mid-Bike Diaries tonight. So it's just a bit of a catch up, the weekly vlog. I did start the other channel, Mid-Bike Diaries, but it's just been too complicated. I probably didn't think about it, to be honest. So if you did subscribe to Mid-Bike Diaries, you probably won't get any more uploads on there, so I do apologise. I only uploaded a couple of videos, 3, and I just thought it's just too much hassle, working and doing Mid-Bike Crisis. Loads of stuff going on, so let's just have a little catch up and see what's been going on in the last week. So, as you know, I bought this gorgeous Repsol bike, and this was really meant for track. So I did buy this with the intention of taking it on track, but when it arrived and I went to look at it in the dealers at Miles Kingsport in Hull, I just looked at it and thought it's too nice. And the paintwork is just stunning. It is stunning. It really is stunning. And as I expected, the previous owner, well, the previous owner's wife got in touch on the video and said this was my husband's old bike. So I managed to get his telephone number, a guy called Ian, rang him up the other day, spoke to him, he gave me all of the lowdown for the bike, and hopefully I think we've got a bit of an interview lined up, because it's quite an interesting story, this bike. Started its life off in Spain, would you believe? And anyway, I don't want to go into too much and I won't spoil it, but hopefully I've got, well, I don't think hopefully, Ian is up for it. I've spoke to him on the telephone and he's up for coming, having a little browse, having a look at the bike and talking us through what he did to the bike and where he bought it from, etc, etc. So that's a video that's going to be hopefully coming really, really soon. But yeah, just check out the paintwork. It's gorgeous. Rapier paints in Hull. And I couldn't believe the price of this paint job. Have a drop in the comments. What do you think? What do you think this paint job was? I think there was a panel replaced. It's OEM panels, but this, I think it was this side, was replaced because it was knackered. I think the bike maybe had a fall. But all the nose, the wheels, the tank, the tail tidy, all of that. What do you reckon? And these bits, quite a lot of stuff painted. I was pretty shocked. I didn't realise the price of these things, but let me know, what do you think that total job was for paints? And that's another reason why it's too nice to send down track. Right, the Millie as well, the RSV Millie. The plan today was to take this out and go for a ride, a first ride on it, but we've had hailstone, we've had thunder, we've had black clouds. It's just been absolutely horrible. So that's been postponed, and well, it's probably not a bad thing actually, because the tyres on that thing, although they are brand new Rosso 2s, they're 9 years old. So this was stored in a sort of like a heated garage, and I understand tyres have a shelf life, and I understand that they should really be sort of changed 5, 6, 7 years. But these are coming on for 10 years. Would you risk it for a biscuit? Would you go out on that bike with those tyres? Brand new, never been out on the road really, and just old. Do you think we'll be okay? Do you think we'll be good to take this bike out for a spin with these 9-year-old tyres? And the next conversation really is this massive bazooka. Now, I like my original cans. I do like original cans. I think they look great. That does suit the bike, but it's massive and it weighs a ton. It does weigh a ton. So when I bought this bike, I was looking for a cam, and I wanted maybe like a time period, an old one, but I couldn't find anything. So I went with a MIV. So I've got this gorgeous MIV exhaust. I'm not going to open it up and show you actually, because I think I'm going to do an install video on that exhaust and do a bit of a before and after. So the plan really was to get this out on the road today, do a bike review, and then switch out the exhaust, because that's really heavy and it's pretty muted as well. that thing's going to let the V-twin sound come through, I'm sure of it. Still keep that can on the shelf and keep it mint, because it is mint. It's completely original. I mean, the bike's amazing. 9,200 owners. 9,200 owners, that'd be a first. 9,200 miles, one owner, and that's just unheard of, isn't it? It's been in storage for 9 years, so it needs a bit of love to get it back up to speed, oil, filter, coolant, brakes, etc. I'm going to go through the lot once I get the Jigsa K1 off the ramp. So apologies, that was meant to be, the ride review was going to be out this week, but it's just been so bad. So there we've got the K1 side fairings, which I'm hoping to get back on the bike this week or this weekend. So the K1's still on the ramp. It's been on the ramp ages, and I need to get it back together. I did get the bits back from powder coating. I've got a lovely box of painted bits. I do know this bit obviously is meant to be silver, so I'm either going to mask off here and sand the top layer of paint off, or just leave them. I quite like it like that, to be honest. So we've got the the front fairing frame, and then all of the covers are all in here, all painted satin black. So they're all ready to go back on the bike, along with brand new brakes. I've got brand new pistons, new rectifier. Just need to extend these cables because it came with a plug on, and even with a plug on it wouldn't have reached. Look at the distance there. So I'll just need to extend these cables a little bit, and then I'm going to solder to the main wiring loom rather than going with a plug. So hopefully there'll be less chance of it sort of overheating in the future. But yeah, this is the K1. Gorgeous bike. Gorgeous, gorgeous, gorgeous thing. Really love it. So it shouldn't take me too long. Covers back on. Nose back on. Fill it with oil and hopefully get that off and back on the road. But as always, these things take time, and if you're like me, you're working or you run a business, it's time. And time is the most precious thing in the world. It really is the most precious thing. And you've got to just crack on, haven't you? You've got to get up, do your stuff, just get on with it. Because before you know it, it's like end of the day and it's like bedtime. So we need to just crack on. So I might just do a couple of hours on that. I've just got to tidy out the workshop because I've moved everything from in the main garage where my bike collection is to the workshop area next door. So this is literally going to be the dirty work. So this is going to be the workshop. Probably going to paint the woodwork and the ceiling white because I'm not keen on this sort of like orange reflection, and get some brighter lights up there because they're LED lights, but they're not that great. And then stick some tiles down. I've got a big load of tiles waiting to go down on the floor. So they were in here, but when these new tiles came out, I did a bit of a deal with Wow Tiles and pulled them up. So then they're going down on the floor in here, so they'll look great. I've just had paint down on here previously, but we'll get them laid down. They just need gluing down in the entrance area here where sun hits. So there's been plenty going on in my life this week so far, and sort of like the last week, but weather's been crap, hasn't it been? Rubbish. I mean, look at these clouds. I mean, just look at that. Horrible black skies. And about 5 minutes ago we had the most horrendous hailstone and horrible black clouds now. Sun's trying to get through, but it ain't great. So quite a lot been going on. New Fireblade for the channel. Aprilia RSV Millie review failure today. That just wasn't happening. And track bike. A lot of you are guessing what I'm going to be sending down the track when I do my first track day in a couple of weeks. I'll tell you now, it's not the Jigsa K1 and it's not the Aprilia as well. You might be surprised. So really excited for the first track day, and I'll be filming it all and hopefully entertaining you guys. I've booked in with No Limits, and I'm hoping that's the start of hopefully quite a lot of track days. I wouldn't mind getting about 10 track days in this summer, if possible. And I'd love to go do one in Spain, somewhere like that. I really would love to take my Fireblade, actually, and ride down and get the ferry to Balbo. So that's what's been going on with the channel this week, amongst other things, but been keeping pretty busy. So I'll just finish on that gorgeous, gorgeous Repsol. Don't forget, drop a comment. What do you reckon Ian, previous owner, paid for paint on that thing? And I know Rapier are top notch, but honestly, I was pretty wowed when I when I found out what the cost was for that paint job. So that definitely is not going down the track and getting all scuffed and scratched up. So that's it, guys. Just a quick blog, quick catch up. I know quite a lot of you have been asking for the blog, the catch up, just see what's going on. Real bit of raw, quick fire video. So hope you've enjoyed it. Any questions, drop us a comment. Let us know about the Fireblade. What do you reckon? Yeah, it was. Right, guys, I'll see you on the next vid. I'm hoping to get the review on the Aprilia, but let me know what you think about the tyres. And also, as well, I forgot to mention, actually, I've got a few bikes, and getting tyres on bikes can become quite expensive and a bit of a pain. You've got to take it places. So I was thinking about buying the machine like the bead breaker and the wheel balancer. Have you seen them? The wheel balancers are about 60 quid. It's that spindle that you put your wheel on it and turn it slowly. Does anyone use them? Are they any good? Or do you think worth spending a bit more money? But it's going to be a tool that's not used a real lot, I suppose, but I don't mind spending a bit of money, but I don't want to spend. I saw a machine that was about £2,000, you know, like what they'd use in the garages. I thought, I don't need that. So let me know, what do you think to those machine mart type machines? It's like a manual. Just switch hands because this camera's heavy. I'm doing a vlog with my hand. Should have put it on a tripod, really. Yeah, the machines are, it's like a manual thing. You put the tyre on the floor, you got a bead breaker by hand, break the bead, put the tyre back on, turn it round by hand and get the tyre off, and then back on and balance it. So, yeah, that's one thing I think I'm going to invest in. So if you've got one of those setups, let me know in the comments. What do you think, and is it worth spending a bit more, or do you think these generic wheel tyre removal machines that are about 150 quid, are they good? Are they good enough as well as the wheel balancing machines? Let me know in the comments. Right, guys, enjoy your dinner, and I'll catch you on the next video.